All right, guys. Welcome. Today we're going to be talking about genetic medicine. We're kind of making up words here. Genetic medicine in nonverbal genetic medicine in nonverbal communities. We did one that said, hey, my chicken's smarter than you. Got close to here. We're going to try to use some new mental tools to really put you in this mind space. What is genetic medicine? Your dog eats grass, and you look at your dog and go, God damn it, dude. Every time you eat that grass, you puke all over the place. You're the dumbest animal on the face of the planet. Love you to pieces, but you know you're going to puke. What's your dog doing? Your dog is not saying to itself, oh man, I've eaten a pathogen, and now I've got to deal with this pathogen. I got to get this pathogen out of me, and I have to do this in the most sparing way possible. I don't want to get rid of the entire lower GI full of microorganisms absolutely necessary for every single function of life when I've just now eaten this something. It's all the way to the upper. All I need to do, if we poop this out, everybody has to go. Everybody out of the boat. But if we throw this up, we only have to purge this brand new little bit of food and eat a little bit of food again. No big deal. And so, the right hemisphere, the ancient thing that we've been taught to fear, the right hemisphere that you're not in control of, you're the left hemisphere. You saying, oh, I'm me, and I like this number, and I like this color, and I like this cake, and these are my habits. They're a lot less important than we think they are. You're about this much of who you are. This other half, this right half that controls your left, the left side of your body and your left eye, is this ancient operating system. It's been around forever, and it's aware in the womb. It's 100% aware, 100% functional in the womb. It's going to take you 25 years to get educated in one thing. Then they'll say, okay, you're prepared for life when you're only educated in one thing. This thing in the womb, when you couldn't even use your eyes, this thing was 100% functional, 100% aware, and making evolutionary decisions. It decided in the womb if you were going to be a boy or a girl. It measured how many females and males were available, and if we needed males or females. Isn't that amazing? When we have war, we suddenly have a bunch of females. And then all of a sudden, those females are going to have a bunch of males, but they're not going to choose to because this system is automated. This right half that we've been taught to fear is fascinating. It is doing so much. It's not just deciding, hey, do we need males or females? Do we have more females than males? Okay, do we need to raise the number of females? Then it's deciding at conception, during pregnancy, hey, do we need a correct male or do we need a male with a mixed genome, male and female? During puberty, we're doing some heavy measuring and we're making these decisions again. We're going to decide if you're a male that should really have kind of a feminine form. We really don't need a bunch more people around here, and so we're not going to make a very masculine male. We're going to make a female that kind of the only clothes that are going to fit her is the backward baseball cap and jersey. She's not going to, come out of the womb saying, "Hey man, I love the same sex." These are evolutionary decisions that are going to be made all the way through maturation. The dog's not going to hear, "Hey, we ate pathogen, now we got to eat that fucking grass and puke all over the place again." This system, symbiotic with the microorganisms inside the body, is going to use the vagus nerve in direct communication. It's going to say, I always want to say vagus, the vagus nerve. These guys are going to say, "Hey, these are the things that we need all day long." Your dog is receiving pictures and chemical motivation. Dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline, and then being fed pictures. Every time your dog goes outside, he says, "What the fuck? Look at this yard." And you go, "Hey, stupid, it's the same yard as yesterday. It's the same yard as 5 minutes ago." But he's getting juiced up with amazing chemicals and then being given pictures that are saying, "Hey, we just pooped out a bunch of lactobacillus. We're not going to be able to make happiness unless, we're not going to be able to make serotonin unless we load up on this particular lactobacillus." And it's going to hypothesize where we normally find this particular lactobacillus in the yard, and your dog's going to receive a picture and some dopamine, some liquid motivation. And he's going to say, "I don't know why, but I'm super excited to go check out that tire again today." Instead of going, "What a dumb animal." That dumb animal should be your guru. He has an active vagus system. Yours is most likely dead. We're here to bring it back to life. But the dog is just going to say, "Oh man, I bet that's going to smell great, that's going to feel great, that's going to taste great." I'm only basing this on my own personal experience. I have a live vagus system, and so my system is going to tell me, "Hey, go check out that leaf. I bet that's an amazing texture," is the thought that I'm going to have. That's not what's happening. My body is re-upping lactobacillus or some other species of microorganism that we've lost a bunch of today during the natural course of pooping, these things leaving you. All day long, you're letting these things out. All day long, you're collecting these things. That's how the human life cycle works. So your dog isn't going to hear, this system isn't going to tell him, "Hey, you ate pathogen." It's going to say, "Hey man, I bet that grass is going to taste great. Fucking great, man. Excellent. Filet mignon. Go eat some of that goddamn grass." He's going to mow it down, and then later on, he's going to hack up, hopefully, the pathogen. He's going to lose that tiny bit of food in the top of the upper GI. Instead of dumping the entire system for one little pathogen. That's our hypothesis. If it doesn't work, your dog's going to get diarrhea. Excuse me. Now, your dog didn't go see a doctor. That's genetic medicine. Your dog's body knew how to do that, and it orchestrated medicine. Your genetics orchestrated, diagnosed, and repaired. And if that repair doesn't work, it's going to re-diagnose and re-repair. It's extremely intelligent genetic medicine. Twice a year, we have mangoes in the trees down here. We have 2 growing seasons because it's always hot. Well, it's never hot, but it's always growing season. Right now it's the beginning of August, and it is pleasant. It is just pleasant. America's 15 degrees right now. There's cars just melted, brand new cars just melting in ambient right now. Not next to a mirror, just on the street. Just melting right now, and we're at 85. Very, very cool there. Very cool. I feel very grateful to be in this situation. If you're going to do some pretty heavy workloads, at least it's a nice climate for it. However, we got 2 mango seasons. When the mangoes, I don't know that it's related to the mangoes, however, when the mangoes are in the trees, the chickens get bid well. And if one of the chickens gets bid well, all of the chickens get bid well. And then most of the time, all the chickens are just going to die. You can give them antibiotics, but quite frankly, by the time you know they have bid well, or bid well up, some people say bid well, some people say bid well. The language is a little bit, it's hard to nail down here. By the time you notice it, because of chickens that are just standing there exhausted, pooping black poop, or with a swollen eye, it's too late. Your chickens already have this. You're going to run and get some antibiotics. You're going to run this through everybody, but you're going to save who you're going to save, and it's not going to be Benny. My chickens have genetic medicine. And so they're going to eat these thorns that probably aren't very comfortable to eat, and that they don't eat most of the year, and so everybody else chops them down because they stick to your leg and they hurt. They have little spurs. So once they get into your leg, you can scrape off the top part, but the rest of it is already inside of your leg, and it's got a toxin. So it makes you feel kind of funny, itchy and feel kind of funny. Feel kind of woozy. So the chickens are going to eat this, so my chickens never get bid well. Going on half a decade here of never having bidwella, where all of the other neighbors twice a year just getting wiped out. Sometimes they don't get it, and they feel super fortunate, and then they go visit the neighbors and they tell them, hey, we just got wiped out again. Understand, it's a huge amount of effort to get a flock. Once you have a flock, it's automated. You just have free chicken for life. You don't have to do anything. If you want to, you can buy a little feed, but you want to throw it once a day. So the rest of the day, they're getting rid of the bugs, they're getting rid of the ticks, they're pruning everything. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. They're taking care of themselves. If you feed them all day, they won't eat the berries out of the trees. They won't eat the mosquitoes. Why would they? They just sit outside of the door. But if you feed them once a day and then the rest of the day let them do their sweet chicken thing, they'll go do that. Now, your dog, my chickens, have just carried out beautiful genetic medicine in nonverbal communities. Now let's bring that home. It's very easy for us to say, well, we're the fancy humans. Let's go back 50,000 years ago. We're finding these people, and have been for 100 years, that have medicine. However, they don't have random medicine. Some root that acts like an ibuprofen. Somebody has dug up a root, and they're carrying around a root that's basically ibuprofen, anti-inflammatory and painkiller. Reduces pain and reduces inflammation. That would be pretty cool for a non-communicative community, non-verbal community. That'd be pretty fucking impressive. How'd that guy get that information? How did that guy know that that root was something that would reduce the amount of pain? We're hunting, we're gathering, we're going to get cuts from either one of those activities. To be walking around with ibuprofen root without verbal communication, without saying, hey, other being, grab some of that fucking root and take it with you over there, how the fuck would they know the root? However, we're not just finding that. We're finding very specific. We're finding people that have parasites. They die with parasites. We find the parasites and go, hey, we know what these parasites are. This person would be extremely uncomfortable. They would be shitting 24 hours a day. They would be bent over. They would be uncomfortable. And we're finding them with a necklace with mushrooms of the exact antibiotic that will naturally occurring antibiotic for that exact species of parasite. Let's go back to our caveman 50,000 years ago. Let's call him Ugg. Now let's remove that name because people didn't talk, so there was no fucking names. Let's try to move our minds into another perception. There's zero communication. We haven't come up with naming people yet. There's no grunts. There's no nothing. My chickens have a language, but I promise you they're not saying, well, here's what happened. You ate that thing over there, and this time of year it has pathogen, but if you go over there and eat those kind of uncomfortable, not great tasting, thorny things, you won't die. We're not having that level of conversation amongst the chickens. This is genetic. Your silver blue Weimaraner is being born with a genetic memory of how to point and hunt. It's not just pointing and staying very still and getting this person's attention without any movement whatsoever. Literally using immobilization as nonverbal communication for a human. Hey, that's the fucking bird over there. That's not the end of it. When you shoot the bird, he's going to run over there, and although he enjoys this particular bird in raw form, he's not going to eat this bird, and you're not going to train him not to do that. He's just going to bring this bird back to you, set it down, and go right back to his beautiful job of helping a human hunt. Basically, he's doing the hunting for you. He's using all of his senses to find this. Then he's scaring us up and pointing. There it is. The only thing you're doing almost nothing in this situation. He's the skilled hunter, and he was born with that genetic information. He didn't watch his mom do it. The hunter didn't teach him. He came out of the womb with this genetic information. Is what we often miss with sheepdogs. This insane herding ability is not being taught by mom and dad. It's not being taught by the farmer, the sheep herder. This is coming out of the womb, preloaded. That's the shift in perception that I want you to get right now, people. I want you to step out of your current body, your current brainwashing, and I want you to see youth. I want you to put a mark on the floor. I want you to step out of that mark, leave you there, look at the old perception, and now accept this new one. This is genetics coming straight out of the fucking womb. And it's amazing. If you watch a sheepdog and everything they're capable of doing, the human didn't teach this dog to do this. The dog taught the human how to work together. So fucking beautiful. The dog has 1,000 lifetimes of information. He doesn't need to relearn this. He came out of the womb with this program already fucking loaded up. Any new situation they get into, he's already got the solution loaded up from 1,000 fucking lifetimes. And the human's only tiny part in this is going to be learning how to communicate. Hey, I want him to the left, I want him to the right. The dog is going to do everything else. You're going to build a fence for a lifetime. This dog is going to do everything. Fascinating. With zero communication. So our UG, who is not UG, has this preloaded information. The human, it certainly isn't any more than any of these animals, but also certainly isn't anything less. We're just one of them. However, they're all amazing. As amazing as it is that the sheepdog came out with the ability to herd and 1,000 other abilities, 1,000 different programs already preloaded. Medicine is in the sheepdog as well, the hunting dog. 1,000 different programs. Every new situation you get into, this dog has already been in that situation and knows how to navigate its way back out of this situation. It's like one of those pick your journey storybooks, kind of a thing, but just every new turn, this guy's got the solution already loaded up, as do you. Why aren't we hearing? Why aren't we hearing? UG didn't communicate with somebody else. Somebody else didn't say, oh, your tummy hurts real bad? Motherfucker, that happened to me last week. Over there, if you eat that mushroom. This is pathogen specific. Somebody else couldn't have given him some generic information for two reasons. One, this is pathogen specific. We're finding an antibiotic that is naturally occurring and kills one species of parasite. And UG got the exact one. Two, we have zero communication. This is pre-human language. This was pre-loaded. So, the question becomes, why have we become disconnected from this communication? And we're right back here. A human life cycle. A human puts the poop into the ground. The plants turn sunlight into carbohydrates. Blows my mind every time. I love these fucking plants. They're so fucking beautiful. We're super cool, but these guys are so fucking cool as well. Everything we attribute to humanity. Wow, cell phones and tall buildings. These guys are fucking killing it. We gotta go back to giving these guys their fucking props, dude. These guys are turning fucking sunlight into fucking carbohydrates, putting it in the soil. Now, all of your helpers that maintain your joints, that make your metabolism, that make your sex, that make your happiness, that make the brain liquid, the cranium liquid that your brain is sitting in, that must be replaced 100% every day, or you'll feel nothing but confusion and fear. The definition of the American lifestyle. All of those guys that do all those amazing jobs get pooped out every day at a rate of 10 billion per poop. Now, if we poop them into a water treatment facility, we go here. 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion. Oh wait, my dick can't get hard. I haven't changed out the fluid in my cranium and I'm only feeling nervousness. I'm only feeling fear. I'm confused. I'm not making the best decisions. I'm not sure of what's really going on or how to accomplish basic things like maintaining healthy finances or getting and maintaining a healthy relationship. Sound familiar? Guys, we can't do this without the microorganisms. Now, how do we maintain this level? The microorganisms in the poop go into the soil, the sugar goes into the soil, the microorganisms eat the sugar, boom, we see a genesis of microorganisms. There's 1,000 different species. Every one of these species does this amazing job in your body, does this amazing job in the soil, does this amazing job in the tree. And so when we see this explosion, 10 billion turn into 10 trillion, now we see an explosion of health inside of the soil. The soil's insane, it's black, it's full of worms. If you drop a piece of food on this soil, it reaches up and grabs the food like fingers. You don't even have to dig and put the nutrients in the soil. You can put a fish on top of the soil will reach up, grab the fish, and pull it down into the soil in a matter of hours. Now, we're going to see the trees taking up the calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, nitrogen. Everything that's in your pea is everything your tree needs, your plants need to make your food. Now, in taking up the water and the nutrients, they're going to take up the microorganisms as well. They're now going to have an explosion of health. You're going to see daily growth. Every single day you'll walk out and go, what the fuck? How did everybody get taller? How is this possible? The human life cycle is also the plant's life cycle. You're seeing humans barely getting around under their own weight and poor decision making. You're seeing unhealthy tiny plants because we've broken this. We're now in this life cycle with the water treatment plant where we're putting 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion, 10 billion, and they're being killed with chlorine, chloramine, bromine, nasty forever chemicals, and then we're bathing in that shit. We're cooking with that shit. We're buying bottled water and saying, hey, I did it. I didn't do shit. That water's dead as well. The last portion of the human life cycle, human life cycle is you're going to eat from the trees. These microorganisms exploded in numbers, and now you've given them a pathway back. Boom. Now, we have two decisions that this right hemisphere is making based on the number of energies inside of your habitation. Where you live, the fence inside of where you live is your habitation. Your body was measuring how many humans, how many females, how many males do we have in the immediate area when you were in the womb, deciding if you needed to be a male or a female. It never stopped doing that measurement. We have to step outside of ourselves and go, hey, wait a minute. Why would the human body produce a bunch of males if we had a bunch of males die in war? Our understanding, the church's brainwashing is that this is a completely random thing, and yet we're seeing organization. The next section of organization, the two main decisions that we're making are right to life right to life, right to procreate. You can't get number two without number one. If we have a sustainable amount of protein on the hoof, fruits and vegetables on the tree, microorganisms returning to the human body, we're going to check one, right to life. We have the right to life, and now this right-hand hemisphere is going to open the box of communication. You're going to start hearing genetic medicine again. You're going to start hearing health equity. right now, an American is saying, I'm going to eat healthy. And the right hemisphere is saying, you're not going to do that. I'm going to give you 1,000 reasons every day why you're going to do that tomorrow and not today until you step into the grave. Because you do not have the right to life. Your body has deemed you a danger to the environment and said, hey, we got 8 billion humans. We need, a comfortable amount of humans. We need 1 million humans. We don't want to have 10 humans. We could easily go extinct. Let's have 1 million. But we don't need 8 billion. We're going to ruin this so that it can't be repaired. Let's get rid of some humans. You're seeing this in every single country. I was just watching a documentary on legal suicide and where the societies are going. Hey man, if you're not comfortable and you don't feel like it's going to get better, leave. This doesn't have to be a violent thing. It doesn't need to be an illegal thing. It doesn't need to be a thing that's traumatic for your family. You can tell them, hey, I've sustained an injury. I'm in constant pain. I would just like to exit, but I'd like to tell you all, I love you. I care about you. This isn't something against you. I'm not for or against this. I'm here. Let's heal everybody so that everybody has the right to life. Then the brain is not, the right hemisphere isn't going to tell you, hey, I want you to eat high fructose corn syrup, chemicals, and carbon dioxide. Let's just put human death, human poison in all of our beverages. Let's put 3 different poisons and see which one kills you first. The companies that sell sugar should be, I think will be, in the next 50 years, will be put on trial. I think people will be in prison for what they're doing to children right now. This is not ethical. We don't make guns available to children. We don't make tobacco available to children. And yet, something that's more harmful by 100 times is available to children 24 hours a day, in the school, in the library, in the sanctuaries, in the gymnasium, where we're actually trying to do 2 things at the same time: make this kid healthy and murder this fucking kid. However, once again, if we return the right to life, then this idea of normalizing feeding your child this insane amount of something that will kill them just goes away, nice people. And you unlock this genetic medicine communication. I hear the voice that the dog hears. You don't hear this voice because you do not have the right to life. I'm not pointing at anybody and saying you in person do not have the right to life. That's none of my business. It's yours to diagnose. It's yours to repair. The diagnosis is, hey, when I say I'm going to do something super healthy today, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going to go talk to that girl. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do 3 hours of cardio today. What do you hear back? Some of you are going to the gym, but you're, posting on social media, I'm at the gym. You're taking pictures of you in gym equipment, but I see you working out. You're not doing shit. You're on that thing with 1 fucking pound, doing the same stupid things, trying to make bigger biceps every fucking day, 3 times a week, whatever the fuck it is. That's not human health. Right now you're 18, you're 25, and so you got this tiny little waist. You're eating all kinds of crap, and then posting yourself, hey, I'm at the gym, I did it again. Nailed it. You're doing nothing. You're going to fall apart like everybody else. You're just going to do it at the gym. I had 13 employees in America, and I'm watching these people. we had people in the office that understood these things, but we had other people working for us that were saying, hey man, I'm going to make the good decisions. So we get them gym memberships, and they're going to the gym and showering. And you're like, hey dude, I saw you at the gym, way to go. And they're like, yeah, first step, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to shower, I'm going to put on the gym clothes, and then I'm going to leave. I'm going to put on my regular clothes and leave, and that's the start of the habit. You're like, what the fuck? Did you go to the gym and not actually work out? They're going, yeah, first I got to make a habit of getting there. And that probably sounds good to a lot of you. Like, well, step one done. And that's not. If the voice inside your head is saying, hey, the first step to health is, getting off of meth. Let's get off of cigarettes tomorrow. Do all the things at one time is too much. It's these storylines are not health equity. If the voice inside of your head isn't saying, hey, let's go do hours of cardio outside and touch a bunch of plants and animals, you're dead. Your vagus system, your vagus system, I don't know where Vargas came from. Vandalay Industries. Your vagus system is shut off. It's shut off. You're not hearing communication to build human health equity. If the thing inside of your head is saying, hey man, let's do that, but let's do it tomorrow. Let's eat some fucking chicharrones today. Let's eat some fucking pizza today. And of course we're going to do that tomorrow. What's the American anthem? Hey man, January 1st. January 1st, man, I'm going to get it. I'm going to eat a bunch of carbs now because on the 1st I'm going to get it. I'm going to enjoy myself now, of course. And then January 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, you're going to say, oh man, I've gone and hurt myself. Let's go ahead and do this next year. But let's make this one a fun one. Let's jam on these carbohydrates because next January 1st, I'm obviously going to do this thing. And each time it's believable. This right hemisphere is able to use chemicals to motivate you to exercise or to motivate you to murder yourself. Nice people. And there is absolutely no morality in sexuality. There's no morality in good people, bad people, people making good decisions or bad decisions. It's all right here. Sexuality, right to procreate. If we have a sustainable amount of energy for the number of persons present, we have the right to life. If we have a little more, we have the right to make more people. I don't decide. Hitler doesn't decide. Trump doesn't decide. The president, the premier, nobody else decides. Your body is making the decision if we have the right to procreate inside of the habitation. You can change that decision, not by anything you can do in your head. You can only change this decision by changing the number of the species or the number of energies inside of the habitation being measured by the body. So we're not trying to make anybody change from being gay to being straight. However, this is only math. If you have the right to procreate, this human's body is now going to express its sexuality. We're looking at American females with no sexuality. We've got masculinity coming from head to toe. We've got a male ass, male hands, male lips, male nipples, male personality, male everything, because there's no right to procreate. If we make more humans, we're more dangerous to the environment. So your body is saying, hey, let's normalize this masculine form. And if you look at all of the continents, almost all the continents, you look at all those bright colored continents, you're going to see that being normalized across the board. And the men are saying, well, it's either this one that looks like a dude, or this one that looks like a dude, or this crazy one that looks like a dude. I'm going home with this one. There's no morality in this. This is the right to procreate. It's a mathematical equation. Guys, I got a piece it. genetic medicine in nonverbal communities. So fucking cool. Fascinating topic. Fascinating topic. But I got to get back to work. You guys are super important to me, and I'm going to do this again real soon.